Let me tell you something that no one told you when you were growing up too fast and breaking down too soon. That deep sensitivity you carry, the one you cursed, numbed, buried, was never a weakness. It was the first sign that you were indeed powerful. You just didn't have the tools yet. You didn't know how to ride the current. You didn't know how to stop drowning in a sea of everything. But you are not too much. You're not broken. You're just tuned in, too fast for this world. And that is a gift once you learn how to steer it. So let's have a look at relief versus alignment, now that we know we don't need relief so much anymore. Because let's get honest, there was a time you needed the weed, the pills, the substance, the chaos, the drink. Not for fun, for relief. Relief from the noise, the ache, the storm inside your nervous system. Relief from the separation between who you are and who you were pretending to be just to survive. But I'm here to tell you something sacred. You don't need that kind of relief anymore. That's not your medicine now, not your truth. Because relief is like sleepwalking through a fire, while alignment is walking out of the flames, awake, clear, breathing deep, cool. And I know relief does appear to come quicker. But satisfaction, real connection, that takes choosing again and again and again. Because there's cravings involved and sent to triers too. Because your body craves what it's taught to expect, even poisons, even pain dressed up like peace. But your body is brilliant. 3 days. Just 3 days without the thing you think you need, and your cells begin to forget. Not forget in failure, but forget in freedom. Because the craving isn't you. It's just the whisper of memory, and it's fading. So stay with me for 3 days. Hold the line. Let your biology reset. And then we get to the real work. Not fighting cravings anymore, but feeding clarity. Because it was never the substance. It was always the separation. You were never addicted to the substance. You were addicted to the escape, the relief from contrast, the moment of not feeling that thing you couldn't name. But what if I told you that you could name it now? What if I told you that ache was disconnection from your source, your inner being, your actual real self? What if I told you that every drug was just a bridge to momentary silence, but not to the real destination? The real destination? That's satisfaction, not the buzz, the becoming, the being the real you. So let's talk about that shift, that upgrade, and let's talk about meditation. Not because it's trendy, but because it's true. Every day, just for a few minutes, 15 minutes, not to control your thoughts, but to release them. Find a sound, a breath, a hum, and let it be your anchor. And when the mind races, which it will, just return to that sound. Maybe a sound in the house, the buzz of an electrical appliance. Just something that you can let be your anchor. And when the mind races, and it will, just return to this sound again, and return again, and return again, until everything quiets just enough for you to rise into the arms of your own alignment. This is how you shift from relief to satisfaction, from craving to creating. And I'll put a short clip up at the end which has got a great sound for doing this when you practice meditation. Now, from this alignment comes the magic. You thought it was the substance that made you feel alive originally. But what if I told you it was always you? It was always your alignment that made this magic happen. Your spark, your soul's, yes, the light behind your eyes when you weren't resisting your own being. Drugs didn't give you that magic. They just blocked out the noise for a moment so you could feel what was already there. But now, you don't need to block the noise. You can tune into it. You can orchestrate the frequency with focus, with stillness, with breath. And here's the promise that I'll make to you. The thing that you call a curse, your fast moving energy, your emotional weather, your unbearable awareness is actually your gift, but only when aligned. And alignment doesn't require perfection. It requires return. That you keep coming back to the center. You keep coming back to the source. You come back to the quiet rhythm inside your breath. Because when you're in alignment, you don't need the fix. You are the fix. So, wrapping this up, if you leave with nothing else today, let it be this. You're not broken. You're not weak. You are not too much. You are just powerful and still remembering how to hold it. You don't need to escape anymore. You just need to come home to your true self.